बोले सोने हाल सासरी अकाल।
जी हाँ, welcome to another cook show with myself Manjit Kaur, going worldwide, 106 countries, doing very nice, very healthy, very wintry cook show, adding in brain food, brain power. I hope you enjoyed the first series opening of 2017, rolling on to the second cook show of 2017. I hope you watched 2016, the mammoth grand finale show of 2017, which is now also going to be repeated with public demand, a whole 56-minute show. Stay tuned and keep looking at the scrolls at the bottom. Every Wednesday is my cook show at 7:45 p.m. and repeated every Saturday 11:30 a.m. Welcome across the globes of UK, Europe. Sat Sri Akal, Namaskar, Adab, Jai Shri Krishna and Jambo Sana, and a very good evening to all my English viewers who love watching the shows. This is why I'm speaking a lot of English. So, almond soup, nothing compared to what you guys are eating, or some things that are like packed cereals. This is homemade stuff. Using here, you can go for oil, but it doesn't do the job. You can use clarified butter or ghee itself, which is called, or butter on its own unsalted. We will be using suji, which is salmonella, fine, toasted very little, adding in half a cup or glass of hazelnut, half of almond, dropping in toasted almonds blanched, pistachios, walnuts to taste, and lychee powder, and it's going to be super delicious and really nice. Take it as a cold drink or take it as a warm drink in the evening. You'll definitely have a very good sleep. Those people who have sleep problems and insomnia, this is one of the most amazing foods that you can have. So, going to switch on my pan, adding in half a teaspoon of butter. Sorry, I'll have to use my finger in this case. And half of ghee. This is good fats, folks. We are so much taken by, oh my God, we shouldn't have good fats. Oh my God, I shouldn't have nuts and seeds because I've got cholesterol. As a matter of fact, the cholesterol came because of lack of essential fats, 3, 6, and 9, the missing chemistry in Indian diet. Let's go on to toasting the suji, which is the salmonella. Just 1.5 tablespoon, I beg your pardon. I'm just going to lightly toast this. And the fragrance and the aroma is going to be beautiful. Again, carry on stirring it, don't burn it. As soon as the aroma comes into the room, you know that salmonella, the flour, has cooked and been toasted. Enu Punjabi vich kande suji. I've used fine, don't use coarse, that's good enough. So this is the same thing, also sometimes used for prashad okra or rabri, if you want to make that. So you can begin to get the fragrance in the kitchen. Just going to take it one up. If your non-stick pan has got broken the Teflon on it, throw it away in the bin. Do not use it, because that exposed aluminium is quite dangerous to the brain cells, causing Alzheimer's and dementia. Other things also cause dementia and Alzheimer's, heavy metals, and so many other issues. It's not just one thing, but definitely it is one that you should avoid. So I'm going to take it off the heat, and I'm going to add in, to make 2 cups, I'm going to use this one, half of hazelnut milk. The hazelnut milk is so beautiful, and it's like cocoa milk. Again, hazelnuts have got, you can use macadamia nut as well, milk. You can use coconut milk if you like, and half of almond unsweetened. That goes into this mix here. So this is an almond hazelnut soup, but it's going to let that boil. While that's happening, it's so fast and it's so quick that I'll be adding the lychee powder. Just a quarter. Bring that to the boil. Drop in 1 tablespoon of blanched almonds. Let them soften. 3 tablespoons of double cream. If you do have cholesterol, your choice to think about having it or not. Give that a good mix. And the sweetener that we are adding is 1 tablespoon of unsweetened condensed milk. Just 1 tablespoon. Because it's quite thick, we'll just need to get another half done because it's sticking around the spoon. And then sweetener is your choice, isn't it? If you want to sweeten it more, that's your choice. Just bring that to the boil. You can serve this cold. You can add kali mirch. Just need to boil this. We'll be dropping that and serving that in 2 beautiful glasses here. And then dropping in our pista. First the whole. And then I've got the powder on the side here, which I've ground, which I'm going to dress on top. So I'm going to leave that aside. Walnuts again. I'm going to break them down by hand because it's a soft nut. Kroat resemble a brain. That literally does resemble a brain. To make it thicker, you can add more suji, but that will become pretty thick. Just want that to boil. That's boiling beautiful now. The wonderful thing why I like hazelnut milk and almond milk, let me tell you, and I can't gulp milk. One, because of the malai in the milk makes me gag. People love malai. That's your choice. I respect that. But I can't. The smell of milk makes me a little bit pukey and is something that I have never actually brought up my children, family on cow's milk, which is not for human consumption. Sorry. Normally, bibia ਕਹਿੰਦੀਆਂ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ for mothers or their noha or daughters breastfeeding children, they say ਦੁੱਧ ਪੀ, then you will be able to breastfeed properly. Sorry, wrong story. You don't need to drink cow's milk to make human milk, bibia. So, ਆਪਣੀਆਂ ਨੌਹਾਂ ਧੀਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਇਦਾਂ ਨਾ ਕਹੋ ਕਿ ਦੁੱਧ ਪੀ ਤੇ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਫਿਰ breastfeeding ਹੋਏਗੀ. It can't happen. It can only happen with some herbs like fennel ਹੋ ਗਿਆ, ਪਹਾੜੀ ਸੌਂਫ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ, ਸੌਂਫ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ, lot of water. But also, mothers are malnutritioned. To be before they get pregnant, they are definitely undernourished and cannot produce good milk. So you're going on to tinned milk, which is not the best. Ji haan, ready into putting this in glasses, in mugs, in pinters, in cups, as you wish. I'm using 2 of my gorgeous glasses and just going to pour it out in the hope it doesn't pour out. So I'm just going to be a bit cautious. Just to the final dressing, using a pinch of saffron because again it's warming. Winter which bibia want heating high, but they seem not to look at other things which are warming. Saffron does not create mucus, it breaks up mucus resha. Adding in a pinch of lychee powder on top, both. This will be so delicious. You've probably had lot of milk jehda India halwai fant ke sham nu 5 waje to full cream rakhde a and you know, jida fente na, they create so much froth on the milk that people love it. But that is seriously thick milk. I think mera gale da passage chota ho jayega. Just add one whole almond on top if it stays. That's it. I hope you'll enjoy this wonderful warming almond soup for winter. Let me take you on to my puff pastry starters and another amazing cookie or a dessert. I'm going to leave you in suspense. Keep tuned into the second half of the show.
एक 106 ਦੇਸ਼ਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਦੇਖੇ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਅਕਾਲ ਚੈਨਲ ਦੇ ਕੋਲ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਦੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਵੀ ਕੋਨੇ ਤੋਂ ਲਾਈਵ ਜਾਂ ਡੀ ਲਾਈਵ ਕਰਨ ਦੀ ਪੂਰੀ ਟੈਕਨੋਲੋਜੀ ਮੌਜੂਦ ਹੈ। ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਸਾਰਾ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਹਾਈ ਡੈਫੀਨੇਸ਼ਨ ਤੇ ਕਵਰ ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾਵੇਗਾ। ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਗੁਰੂ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਦੇ ਪੈਗਾਮ ਨੂੰ ਘਰ ਘਰ ਤੱਕ ਪਹੁੰਚਾਉਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹੋ ਤਾਂ ਅੱਜ ਹੀ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਰਿਕਾਰਡ ਕਰਵਾਉਣ ਲਈ ਸੰਪਰਕ ਕਰੋ 07702748906 ਤੇ।
The first recipe is the hazelnut almond hot soup, or super brain food you can call it. In this one, half a cup of almond milk, half a cup of hazelnut milk, 1 tablespoon of clarified butter or ghee, 1.5 tablespoon of suji, salmonella, pinch of or half a teaspoon of lychee powder. Heat the ghee, add in the salmonella and or the suji, toast it till you get the fragrance and drop in the hazelnut and the almond milk. Bring to a boil and then add in 1 heaped tablespoon of condensed milk, unsweetened, and 2 tablespoons of double cream, pinch of kesar, pinch of lychee powder, half a teaspoon of crushed pistachio and crushed walnuts. Serve cold or hot. The second dish of the day was the puff pastry. You can buy this as a ready-made puff pastry. Roll it out to less than 1/4 inch thick to about 13 inches by 13 by 10 and roll it out evenly. Place the whole sheet on a parchment paper. Get your mix ready. A small handful of peas, a small handful of raw carrots, a small handful of butternut squash, half a handful of sweet corn, and 1/3 cube of the paneer. Blend all this together. Add in the following herbs: a 1/4 teaspoon salt, half a teaspoon of 7-seed spice, half a teaspoon of mixed spice, half a teaspoon of chili powder, 1 teaspoon of ginger and chili chopped. Blend all this together and with 1 heaped teaspoon of fenugreek or kasturi methi and 1 teaspoon of oregano herb. Mix all this together. Now place in the middle section, place the mix. Fold it up to close the pastry and make your pie. Bake this either with glaze it with milk or with water or with oil if you so wish, or dry cook it to even make it more healthier for about 10 minutes at 175 degrees, but halfway turn the pastry over so it browns on both sides. Serve that with the wonderful homemade carrot chutney. The third recipe of the day was the chocolate chip cookies. with cinnamon, 3/4 cup of strong white flour, half a teaspoon of baking powder, adding in a half of the 3/4 of demerara sugar. Mix all that up, add in half a teaspoon of cinnamon powder, 50 mils of clarified butter, 15 mils of water, and 1 handful of chunky chips. Blend all that together to make a dough, and make about 2 inches of balls. Pinch them in the middle. Bake them either in the air fryer for 7 minutes at 175 degrees or in your normal cook oven at 180 degrees for 13 minutes, and serve as you want to. You need to let the cookies cool down before you remove them from the tray. Ji haan, welcome to the second half of this cook show of 2017, and going on now to a puff pastry. Get it ready made or read up an ingredient that online, whatever you can find, of how to make a puff pastry. I'll give that in the write-up during the show. So this is now a rolled up puff pastry which I've rolled up. I've put in some paper at the bottom so it doesn't stick, and I'm going to put that in my air fryer at about 175 degrees in about 6 minutes, and turn it over to see it gets brown, and then serve that with a wonderful sauce. Don't forget that we've also served our guests, or you might have had it as a nightcap, this amazing milk. Fantastic. Look at the color coming out from the saffron. If you can have the camera coming in close, you can see the color of the saffron coming out. Now that is the warming properties of kesar, which you mothers are not giving your children. Children have got asthma. The asthma is one of the biggest killers in UK, and of children playing in playgrounds. And I only heard some sad news today of a child having a sad demise after an asthma attack. So this is all mixed vegetables of corn and carrots and peas and squash with paneer. Going a bit naughty. So to make this up, I'm going to use this mix and the paneer mix, and we have to spice this because this is all very bland. So this was a cup full of mixed vegetables. I won't be using all the vegetables, and about 1/3 of the paneer cube that you get ready made. So mix all this up. Now go in the herbs in this one, which will be kasturi methi, which is the one that's going to give really warming properties. I'll be adding in oregano herb, the Italian herb that people love, half a teaspoon. Garam masala, half a teaspoon. Just go easy on everything. Salt, 1/4 teaspoon. Mixed chilies and ginger, 1 heaped tablespoon. Then adding in, why I didn't add more salt is because I'm going to add the seasons, all season spice, because that itself is salty. Red chili powder, just start on the spoon in case it pours too much, 1 teaspoon. And Thai 7C spice, just a half a teaspoon. Mix all this up. Because the paneer is bland, we've added these special ingredients and the oregano to give it that little bit of Italian taste. And look, this can go straight into my air fryer here, which will be heated at 175 degrees. So the concept is that I'm going to use a mix here and a mix here, fold it up, and then that way, and then I'll end up with one more. So the mix will go in here in the middle. So let's get the first concept right. So these are squares, theek hai ji? All this thing is so good and easy to make that, you know, and just roll it up and close it. Now what I'm going to do is cut this. So this is one and this is my second one. First one, and cut it down. That you do the deep cut, so you should have a good chopping board, but I also have got parchment paper. And then the same with the other one, and then we fold it up. So it should go in here, and the same with the other one. You can fill it high and mighty if you want to. Serve it with a sauce, but definitely not a ketchup. What about desi sauces? Let's fold this up, remove our paper, close that down, cut that down now. And we got a little bit extra here. So these are going to be a wee bit bigger than the others. We can cut the extras out of the dough just to make them all look very even and professional. How do we make it crinkly? How do you make it look so nice that it looks tempting? So I'm going to close this down. Using a bit of semolina flour so it doesn't, as I turn it over, because I'm going to use pressure. With the camera lights on, lot of heating, lot of equipment, we have to watch all the herbs and take care of the herbs because they certainly lose their body. So get the filling in the middle. And now goes the big secret, which is we take a fork and we start pressing and create a beautiful, and do the maximum indentation. Look at that. Looks great, doesn't it? And just pinch it up, making sure that it's closed on the sides. If some indentation seems to have faltered, go back and work on it and press on it. That goes there. We can only do 2 at a time. Again, some semolina flour. So pinch sare sides. What we are doing is sealing it. You can use water and seal it with water. You can use milk to create a very glossy effect. That's up to you. Serve that with a salad of your choice. That now goes into the air fryer at 175 degrees. We're going to put it down for 7 minutes. Have a peekaboo. If it's the other side, we need to turn it over. We'll then put it for 1 more minute. Ji haan, let's just check, because I have peekabooed and I did increase the time to another 3 minutes, and that means 10 minutes in all to get my pastry puffs. That is so lovely. You can brown them more, and you can oil them, you can grease them, you can put milk on them, and this is an amazing way of showing this display to you right here with the pastry puffs, beautifully sealed and cooked. Serving that with the raw onion and a chutney of your choice. Enjoy it, and let me take you to the dessert. And again, I'll leave you to a suspense, and I'm just going to change my set. Stay tuned. Ji haan, I hope you've enjoyed the puff pastry, savored it, cooked it, got your family to enjoy it. It needs to be eaten hot or cold, take it to work, but it is not the pastries out in the bazaar or in town, which are super saturated with really bad fats, and sweet is actually with beef dripping, beef fat. So be careful for all the vegetarians. Think twice what you're buying from outside. Let's go on to just making 3 cookies, big monster cookies, and using dark chocolate. I've mixed everything in here. I've used strong white flour. I've used the chocolate chips. So it's I used 1 cup of flour, half a cup of demerara sugar, chocolate chips that you can cut to your choice, half a teaspoon of soda bicarbonate. In this, nothing else, I'm adding in 50 mils of purified ghee and 50 mils and 15 mils of water. To make that, put it into my air fryer to make 3 wonderful cookies for you to enjoy. So let's get cooking. So already all the mix has been done, because it's not like a cake, nothing else but 50 mils is this whole amount of 50 mils would make 5 tablespoons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of clarified butter, unsalted. Okay, mix all that up. $15 mils of water. Make the dough. If you find that your dough is still a bit stiff, you can add more water. And this is going to go into my air fryer at 175 degrees. In the oven would take 12 to 13 minutes. In the air fryer is going to be about 7 minutes, literally half the time. The air fryer, since I have invested it in my cook show, has been the best thing. Bit more minus the other little disadvantages of the noise that supersedes my voice. So what we are going to do now is just make the dough. Kattha ho gaya sara. And all you're doing is making the balls, pressing them down. That's the dough ready. So simple, so beautiful. And one final thing I want to add is a pinch of cinnamon. Need to add the fire. And when you'll be cooking this cookie, you'll be getting the most beautiful aroma in the kitchen. So just make the balls, flat pack them. Just need to get a good mix. So what we'll do is few small ones and see what comes out of them, instead of making big ones, because je bachcha nu dena, we don't want the kids to waste it. So my initial thought was to make monster cookies. I'm bypassing that. So I'm going to, this is the first time I'm doing this recipe. There's some things I have to tell you honestly. Not tried it because I try to create everything new for Akaal channel viewers, to keep you engrossed, to keep you excited and not bored about cook shows. The most amazing thing is a lot of young girls who never used to come into the kitchen have started doing creative cooking. And this was a battle that their mothers lost, while the girls left for education, came back, got married. And the first complaint that came from the mother-in-law after a month, "Kudi nu roti nahi pakauni aundi." There are some people who actually say that their daughters cannot even make a decent cup of tea. So this is how spoiled or we are educating our children, yet cooking is part of the growth of the child, which should be addressed. So in each one, I'm going to create a creator. In the creators, I'm going to use mixed white and dark chocolate just in the middle of the crater of each of the place where I've actually pinched with my thumb. Yeah, this will now, they will expand. What a nice simple recipe that you can do for your kids instead of going out and then seeing what the stores have for you. which are so saturated with sugar. In my measurement is half the sugar. I'm going to put it on 7 minutes. 175 degrees, and we'll take you on to the plating section of this amazing chocolate chip cookies with cinnamon. Ji haan, what a wonderful aroma of cinnamon, the chocolate. That's all done and bleeping at me. Going to open it, and these are my cookies, all expanded, so beautiful. I'm not going to tamper with them yet. They need to be cooled down before I can get them out. Can you see how fluffy they are? I need to put it on a hot rack. And obviously they needed more room, and the idea was for me to use my oven, but my air fryer cooks much quicker and faster. So these are wonderful cinnamon cookies. Take them the way you want to. It's probably a daisy flower for the first on-spring coming up, with a beautiful array that once it's out, I'll actually dress it up. And I hope you have enjoyed this cook show. Still very delicate to touch. They need to be really cooled down before we can get them out. Let me take you to another cook show, and I hope you will enjoy the hazelnut and the almond milk, amazing brain power food, which is so delicious and so nutritious, full of all the nuts which are great for brain but also give you a very sound sleep. Women with depression, this is what is missing. You're missing the essential fats. You can't sleep because dimaag di khushki ho gayi hai. So dimaag dryness, English people don't know dimaag di khushki. Punjabi, as me as an Ayurveda, this is what I'd feed you with. And then the wonderful tray of puff pastry with mixed vegetables, and I went a little bit naughty for you guys with crushed paneer, and served that with a wonderful sauce and amazing daisy shaped cookies that will dress up once they're cold and ready to be disturbed from the base. As soon as they're ready, they are now, I can fondle with them, but still need about minimum 15 minutes. Don't have time, but I hope you can mock it. I hope you can cook it, decorate it on the sides, and treat your guests and your loved ones. Let me take you to another cook show, very exciting. I'll keep you tempted with some tantalizing taste buds and to savor the next cook show with myself, Manjit Kaur. And for the young kids, Makhan is always saying hello and goodbye. He's my Muppet. All the youngsters come very close to the television, and their grandmas and dadis and nannies say, and mothers say, when Makhan comes on the show, the children are literally 2 feet away from the television. Don't get your children so close, about 6 feet or 8 feet away. Watch Makhan, and he's saying goodbye to all the youngsters. He's saying he enjoys this milk too. I hope you children will move away from cow's milk and probably savor some other good milks to have good proteins in your diet and some good muscles. And stay tuned and take care of yourself to another cook show with myself and my wonderful team, and we'll take you to some amazing recipes. Goodbye, Sat Sri Akal, Namaskar and Kwaheri.